Number 6 is asking us about a very short paragraph. We should still read a sentence before and after just to make sure there's no context that we need. I don't know that it really helps here, though. Let's just take a look at it. And this she keeps to herself. Secretly, she feels like an extra again, is glad of her chic Western wardrobe, Chanel suits for helping her stand out. The Mayfair Mannequin Academy of New York named her the world's best-dressed woman in 1934. Not bad for a laundryman's daughter, she wrote to her father at the time, but he didn't reply. She finds herself waiting for newsreel to say action, pausing at the edge of the frame, her weight tipped forward but catching herself. So the paragraphs before and after actually seem very unrelated to this paragraph, but that's okay. Let's just look at the answer choices. They'll tell us what to care about in any of these lines. So remember, we don't need a summary because the answer choices are summaries. We're not trying to write the best summary and find it in the choice. We're trying to test the summaries that are given to us and see if they actually reflect what we've read. So choice A. The purpose of the paragraph is to reveal that Anna and her father have not spoken in many years. Well, any time that we see words that have to do with quantity, let me write this somewhere here, quantity, we should be suspicious that they might be too strong. We need evidence that they have not spoken in many years. What do we have evidence of? We have evidence that this one single time he didn't reply to something she said. One time. We have evidence of one instance where they did not speak even though there was an attempt at speaking. The answer choice A goes way further. It's quantifying something that we do not have evidence of. The word many is doing a lot of work here. We need to notice those kinds of words. There's a big jump from there being one instance of not speaking to many instances of not speaking. We can't do that. The lines need to say the many. Let's keep going. Choice B. Introduced a contrast between Anna's current success and her modest upbringing. Well, let's do the same thing with these strong words and chop this choice up into smaller pieces, and we can turn them into questions to maybe look for the evidence more easily. So first and foremost, does she have a modest upbringing? Yes, she was, as I underlined before, a laundryman's daughter. So that's a modest upbringing. You work at a dry cleaner, like that's it. Okay. Does she have current success? Yeah, she's a movie star. That's the whole point of the passage. So we've gotten that from the blurb, we've gotten that throughout the passage, and she's the world's best dressed woman, according to some magazine. Like, yeah, that seems pretty successful. So is there a contrast between being the best dressed woman and then being a laundryman's daughter? Yeah, those are different kinds of things, I guess. So this seems to check out. There's maybe 3 different ideas that we're testing, but they all seem to be proven by the lines. We can point to something in those lines and say, yeah, here it is. This is where it's proven. Let's keep going, though. Let's see if C and D also pass any of these tests. C, it's to emphasize that Anna has received numerous accolades. Well, we talked about quantity before. It's going to come up again. Numerous. Has she received an accolade, an award, some sort of praise? Yes, she is the world's best dressed woman. Has she received numerous accolades? I don't know. It doesn't say. We're not allowed to assume. It only says one. We only have evidence of one, so we are not allowed to go further and say that she's gotten numerous. It's likely that she has. I mean, she's traveling all over the world, she's famous, whatever. But that's not for me to assume. The lines have to provide evidence of that. And again, words that involve quantity very often ascribe a number to something that we don't get from the line. So quantity words, they're not always wrong, but we always need to check them. So that's another choice down for the same reason. Let's look at D. Provide details about the trajectory of Anna's career. Well, what's the trajectory of her career? Is she getting more famous, less famous? I mean, she was the world's best dressed woman in 1934. So this isn't quite the same as the quantity issue, but it's kind of the same thing about like strong words, right? The trajectory means what's happening in the future, where it's going. Are they saying anything about her future? No, they're saying one thing about her past, or I guess 2 things. She's the laundryman's daughter and she won this award in 1934. So I don't know what's going to happen. Will she be more successful? Like maybe, but I have no evidence of that. So look, this is a great example where if we look more at the choices, we can understand the paragraph a lot better than if we tried to, from the start, summarize what it was about. The only thing that I maybe get out of that at first is that, like, yeah, she was the world's best dressed woman. It's noteworthy, and it's an important piece of the answer choice, but it's not the full picture of the correct answer. But it's not the full picture. So why should I waste my time and effort trying to come up with the perfect summary that I'm trying to find in the answer choices, when the choices themselves give me 4 decent summaries that I can test instead? That's the key, and that's why strong words are so important, is they are the words and the phrases from those choices that we then look back and test against the lines. We're looking for something in the lines. We are reading with purpose, not just reading kind of open-endedly. We want to have a goal, and the answer choices give us something to look for. They give us a goal, and then we go find it. And most of the time, we won't find what we're looking for, so that's how we know something is wrong.